By nature, women are masters at cultivating relationship closeness. Due to their natural feminine drives, most women at least know how to create relationship comfort and therefore convenience for a man. And this provided convenience is usually the product of a woman's eagerness to alter her life in order to accommodate the needs and desires of the man she's deeply attracted to. Unfortunately, many of these same women fail to understand that while their ability to encourage closeness makes them appear as suitable partners to a man, if their desire for closeness is not tempered with courtship cleverness and the assertion of their personal boundaries, it will not be enough to maintain a man's attraction nor his respect. 39 plus deep lessons from the book, Never Chase Men Again. Number 1. Never be too accessible. Before a serious relationship develops, do not allow yourself to be too available to a man, as men quickly tire of that which is easily obtained. Number 2. Be cautious in how you keep in touch with a man. Do not dominate the initiations of contact if you want to keep his interests in you both elevated and unmistakable. Number 3. Prioritize phone calls over texting. You can tell a lot about a man's level of interest in you based on whether or not his method of communicating with you deepens over time. I have nothing against using smartphones to communicate with a guy through text messaging, but I wouldn't be doing you a favor if I didn't tell you the truth. If you want guys to take you seriously, you must get them to pick up the phone and call you. Number 4. Don't be a flake. Be a woman of your word and practice being reliable. Reliability is a very attractive quality in a woman. It shows refinement of character when a woman is not prone to and is less tolerant towards flakiness. High-quality men are less likely to court a woman who constantly fails to follow through on her word. Number 5. Do not speak ill of your exes, especially if you're just getting to know a guy. Do not speak negatively about your past relationships. Habitually bad-mouthing your exes in front of men who barely know you won't earn you their pity. It will only earn you their repulsion. High-quality men pay enormous attention to the way a woman treats other men, or in the case of exes, how she discusses her past experiences with other men. Number 6. Never risk your self-respect by trying to force a man to take an interest in you. It is better to disregard a man who displays a wavering interest than to lose both your dignity and sanity fighting for his attention. Number 7. Before a man has judged you as a worthy pursuit in his mind, it is wise to show restraint in displaying your infatuation. Number 8. Show flexibility and be easy to please. For your own peace of mind and his, it's important to be flexible and don't sweat the minor details when it comes to dating. Be adaptable to the chaotic circumstances that come with a new romance and courtship. Relationship-minded men know that an adaptable woman makes for a better long-term partner than a stubborn one. Number 9. Be willing to show your vulnerable side. If a man has proven his sincere interest in you, be willing to be vulnerable with him as the relationship progresses. A vulnerable feminine spirit has the capacity to melt the heart of a man. Therefore, it is impossible for a man to develop a deep emotional connection to a woman if she refuses to bare her soul when the time is right. Number 10. Once a man proves to be worth your love, cease any timidity in showing it by concentrating your efforts on escalating his emotional attachment to you. Number 11. Do not confuse a great guy with the right guy. A man might be an irresistible catch, and yet he may still not be ready or willing to give you the commitment you want. Appraise the men you date based on both their inner qualities and the compatibility of your commitment goals. Number 12. Do not diminish the value of your love by lavishing it freely upon a mere casual suitor. Female devotion, when a man has not yet earned it, is not perceived as devotedness in his eyes, it is seen as desperation. Number 13. Set your standards high and be willing to assert yourself and defend your personal boundaries with the men you date. Number 14. Never sacrifice your deepest passions in life just to keep a man interested in you. No matter how great you think a guy is, never settle or sell yourself short just to secure a relationship. Men don't want women who'll give up everything just to be with them. Your dignity should always be more important than your relationship status. Number 15. Do not tolerate men who feel the need to conceal you from the world. There are two ridiculously easy ways you can tell how important you are to a guy. The first is to pay close attention to how eager he is to show you off to the world. And the second is to closely observe how eager he is to spend time with you when there's little to no chance of you being physically intimate with him. Number 16. Do not rob a man of the opportunity to be captivated by you because of your determination to attain a commitment. Do not deprive a man of the joy of conquest. Men want to feel the emotions of becoming captivated by a woman, and they can only feel such emotions from wooing her. If you concentrate too much only on what you want, you may fail to give him what he needs, the challenge of wooing you. Number 17. Do not allow a man's love for you to stagnate because of your own unawareness or complacency. Use the possibility of your absence in his life to stir a man to action when his desire is weakening. Number 18. Never act exclusive with a guy who's still looking to keep his options open. If his attitude towards commitment seems cavalier, carry your business elsewhere. If a man tells you he's not looking for anything serious, believe him. And if a guy is clearly giving you those early warning signs that he's only in it for the short term, get out before you get too comfortable and things become too difficult to break off. If long-term relationship happiness is your goal, becoming intimately involved with a self-declared Rolling Stone is the surest way to heartbreak. Number 19. Don't fall into the trap of believing men when they tell you they have commitment problems. Do not entertain, sympathize, or attempt to change men who make such claims. If a man tells you he has commitment problems, he's either using it as an excuse for his lack of serious interest in you, or he's totally ignorant of his real problem. Number 20. Ensure that you accept how men actually are when it comes to sex, rather than how you wish men were. Base your expectations in reality, then adapt your dating strategy. Before you have sex with a man, you possess nearly all the power in the relationship, but after you grant him access to sex, you possess very little. Giving away your power to casual, short-term suitors is not an effective dating strategy if marriage is your goal. Number 21. Allow your attraction to male behavior to mature so that a man's aloofness, while it may excite you, does not train you to chase him. If a woman has not trained herself to abhor emotional drama, her emotional intensity for a man may simply be a product of her fear of loss. A man's mixed signals, aloofness, and unpredictability can stimulate your female desire to the point where you may find yourself chasing him so as not to lose his interest. If you fear his rejection or his desertion so much that it exhilarates you, you may find yourself doing anything and everything in your power to please him, which is exactly where he wants you. Number 22. Stay positive as you search for the right suitor. It's important for a woman to understand that rejection, love loss, and bad timing are all a part of the dating journey. You may be tempted to act wishy-washy with men after a string of guys treat you the same way. You might find yourself crying on the floor of your bedroom when a guy breaks your heart, or you may be tempted to cut off your hair, you know it happens, after a tumultuous breakup with a man you gave your all to. That's okay. Just don't let these types of experiences define you. Number 23. Be graceful when communicating with men. The masculine heart is helpless in the presence of a woman whose language is tender and respectful. Ensure that you communicate gracefully with the men you date. High-quality men seek out women with high emotional intelligence for relationships. These are women who can confidently express themselves without emasculating their guy in the process. Number 24. Embrace your inner vixen. Some women, at some point in their lives, usually when they become young adults, learn to embrace their feminine sexuality as they naturally grow into the awareness of how men perceive female beauty. As adults, they gradually figure out what sort of things a woman can do to automatically turn men's heads wherever she goes. And by personal experiments with the way she dresses and behaves, she maximizes what God gave her in order to make herself as attractive as possible to the opposite sex. Number 25. Do not become complacent with your appearance after you've attained an exclusive relationship. Yes, he loves your personality and believes that you have an inner beauty that surpasses that of every other woman he's ever met. But the dating marketplace is still a war zone, and even though for the time being you're the sweetest and most wonderful woman he's ever met, all that can be eclipsed in time if you neglect that which captivated him in the first place, your physical beauty. Number 26. Do not verbalize your insecurities in such a way that it sabotages a man's perception of you. We all have insecurities. It's only human. But when it comes to dating men, you don't want to do or say anything that clearly communicates that you don't believe you're worth it. What I mean in this case specifically is self-sabotage. You'll always get what you expect. I mean, why wouldn't you? Number 27. Resist the urge to seek constant and excessive approval of a man's love and loyalty, especially after he is already committed to you. Number 28. High-quality men have low tolerance for seemingly manipulative and/or egocentric women. Resist the urge to communicate your courtship expectations of a man prematurely. Number 29. Deserve what you want. Pursue feminine sophistication and refine both your character and personality to become a woman of higher value. Number 30. Resolve to be a woman who only dates men of a higher quality, as a reputation for dating dissolute men can come back to haunt you. Number 31. Demonstrate high value when you respond to his invitations to date casually. Never let a man's rejection, whether of you or a relationship, cause you to lose your poise and power. Number 32. Do not move in with a man. Number 33. Do not date a married man. Number 34. Be a man's mountain, not his stepping stone. If you've been dating a man and supporting him for some time now, as a good girlfriend should, and he hasn't done anything to show you that you are an essential part of his future, you may just be his stepping stone woman. If you've been by his side through thick and thin for months or worse, years, and the relationship appears to have zero sense of progression, even slow progression, again, you may just be his stepping stone woman. Number 35. Date with a clear purpose in mind. One of the foundational pieces of advice I like to give women is this. If you want to increase your chances of finding a great guy while avoiding dead-end relationships and hookups, ensure that you know what you want and resolve not to settle for anything less from a man. It's easy to get distracted by shiny objects, ridiculously attractive, charming men, if you lose focus of what it is you're really after. Number 36. Guys who dump you should no longer exist. If a guy breaks up with you, you must treat him as if he no longer exists. I'm serious. There is no situation or circumstance that is an exception to this. If a man has clearly or even subtly declared that he wishes to end a relationship, see other people, explore his options, find himself, or keep things unofficial, friends with benefits, you must accept the situation for what it is and make a clean break from him without looking back. Number 37. Don't try to be one of the guys. Learn to make friends with women and resist adopting masculine tendencies. Number 38. Date as if you believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that you truly deserve a man's unconditional love. You must believe and therefore act like you are a prize worth pursuing by a high-quality man. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, you probably will not see us again. If you have, congratulations, you are growing every day.